All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kingdom Brothers. In fact, this is our very first episode of 2022, and we're super excited about it. I mean, I'm not sure if you can feel my excitement through the screen, but man, I'm pumped about this, like really pumped. All right, so today, as you can see, it's not just myself and Yaya. We actually have a very good friend of ours, all the way from the beautiful country of Ireland. I got connected with this wonderful individual probably about a few years ago. Yeah, we were in our previous company that we were with, International Travel Club, where we meet people from almost everywhere around the world. Great times, great memories. So Carl is someone that I really look up to and really respect because of, his background, let me just read through it from my phone because it's just too many to read, basically. He's a professional semiconductor engineer for the past decade itself. I mean, that alone says that, he has a passion for the things that he's doing, which, entails longevity in its sense. So that is something to be truly amazed and proud of, brother. And, he has 3 online businesses as well, and also is a certified NLP master practitioner. For our viewers out there, if you're not sure what NLP means, basically it's neuro linguistic programming, which I'm sure if we get a chance, we'll ask him a little bit more about that later on. And this is the one that really impressed me the most. He runs one of the biggest cash flow clubs in the world, not just in his country, in the world, guys. All right, that's something truly amazing. And and he's going to be an author soon, and he does a lot of money mindset and coaching and mentoring speaking. All right, so it is with my and Yaya's absolute pleasure to welcome our guest for our very first call of the Kingdom Brothers in 2022, Mr. Carl Davidson. My brother, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, wow, what an amazing introduction. I'm truly blessed and humbled to be connected with the Kingdom Brothers of Singapore worldwide. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much for that introduction. I really appreciate that. You guys are doing some phenomenal stuff here. I've seen the journey that you have been on. I've seen the podcast, and it's just phenomenal. And I was like, wow, I'd love to be on this. Now he's have me here. I want to bring as much energy to the viewers, to the people that watch this, that listen to this in their ears, and they see this energy. I really want to give as much energy, the proper Irish energy, But yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal to be here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Love it, But so why not we just kick things off, by asking you a very simple question. So who is Carl Davidson exactly? I mean, who is Carl Davidson exactly? I mean,
wow, what a question. I'll sum it up in just one word. I'm a helper. I'm a massive helper. Whether that's a helper of knowledge, transferring knowledge that I've gained from my mentors, my coaches, and giving it to the people. Whether that's a helper of, donating to charities and stuff like that. Whether that's a helper of my time, helping out charities and stuff, volunteering and stuff. I've done some volunteering over in Malaysia as well. I know that's right next door to Singapore.
Right.
I'm a poet and I don't know it. Wow, that rhymed. So yeah.
You're a poet?
No, that was just a little rhyme there. I make a rhyme every time. But yeah, no, I'm a big helper at heart. I think it took me a while to kind of really, come to an awareness that I actually love helping people. I love giving back. I love, just anything that, can benefit others, and you mentioned there about let's say the cash flow club, that's a big community of like-minded people where we talk about financial education, the teachings of kind of Robert Kiyosaki and Kim Kiyosaki and stuff like that. It's about just helping people get from, down here to a better place. It doesn't have to be the glitz and the glam and big houses, fancy cars, but it could be just, just that extra step forward, that extra improvement that might just, ease their worries or something like that. So yeah, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So yeah, big helper.
Brilliant. I mean, I love the way, I love the confidence of how you portray it, because that really brings me to something that has been, I would say, not just on my mind but on a lot of people's mind, including Yaya's as well, is that a lot of people, when we try to ask them, all right, who's you, who's Victor, who's Yaya, all right, some of them will say, oh, I work, like for example, if I ask myself, who's Victor? Oh, I work in the airport, I play pool, I make
Exactly.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much their own definition of themselves. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's nothing wrong with it, but I remember one of our mentors, which I'm sure you guys know, Matt Morris, he mentioned that if that is the only thing that you have about yourself, I'm not gonna call
Absolutely.
you a loser, but you're not gonna be a
Yeah.
winner as well, for sure.
Yeah.
100% all the time.
It's
All right.
powerful.
Yeah. So I mean, let's talk a little bit more about the cash flow club itself. So what got
Cool.
you intrigued to actually start this cash flow club, and by under what circumstances that you created this club? I mean, definitely, I'm sure those viewers on the call, those of you who has been into reading, you would know definitely Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So maybe you can expound a little bit more on that, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So first and foremost, it wasn't me who started the Cash Flow Club, and it was actually my wife, Brona. So she's the brains behind the operation. I'm just the beauty. I'm just the stand in front person, but she's the brains, right? So I have to thank her, and obviously Robert and Kim Kiyosaki, which they're the founders like of Cash Flow, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, all that sort of educational based training and stuff like that. So it was actually Brona one night. She was just like she's a bit of a night owl. I'm a bit of an early bird. So she was waiting, like couldn't sleep, and she woke up the next morning. She was like, Carl, let's start a Cash Flow Club Ireland. Like let's create a group on Facebook and stuff like that. We've an Instagram as well. But basically, that's just bringing people together that want to improve their situation, whether that's monetarily or just their own way of being as well. If they want to do more, be more, and have more. But it's a big thing. One of the big things that we have in the Cash Flow Club is it's not about all take, and I want to make more money and blah blah blah. It's about giving back. It's I share this information out. Like a lot of people I know, like they hold that information. They've got this scarcity mindset, whereas it's an abundant community that we have. It's all about giving back, and a lot of people can get triggered by money and wealth and stuff like that, like really triggered and be like, oh, the rich are greedy and stuff like that. And I understand that. People are people. It doesn't matter where you're from. I've traveled. I think it's over 41 countries in the world, and the one thing I've learned is that we're all the same. We're literally like people are people. We all have similar problems. We all relate to each other. I might tell you that, oh, my mom and dad divorced when I was young. That had a massive impact on my upbringing. But a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people can relate to money problems. Like it's one of the biggest problems in the world that people relate to. It's like two problems with money: one, not having enough, and two, having too much. And I know what problem I want, right? But what people fail to understand about kind of wealth generation and protection of wealth is basically, if you have X amount of money in your bank account, you can only help X amount of people. So if you were to generate more money and have X plus one, you can see the engineering brain in me coming out now, the X plus one, then therefore you can help more people. So it's all about, it's not about just taking all this money and all. It's about giving back. It's about donating. Like we have in our club every Friday, where basically people can just share donation links, charity links, foundation links, and if people want, they're not obliged to, but if people want to put their money in their pocket and help out, they can, and that's something that just came up in the last week, actually. One of the members was talking about, we're in a weird kind of state of change. The world is in this weird kind of state of change, and it's very important to give. And it's not just monetarily, it's about your love, your energy, your passion, your compassion, your empathy to others as well. So that got me thinking, right, well, if there's 3,000 members, probably soon to be 4,000 by the time we finish up this, and like it's just a way of just giving back as well. So we've had it for a number of years, and it's just been phenomenal. Like, it's an incredible journey, and having people come in with no like experience. And I say the word experience, like, we all kind of know about money. We all know like how to get money, go get a job, start a business, like, that's literally, invest, like that sort of stuff. Like, but it's when we started it, and like the people come in and they don't have a clue, and then they come in, they're like, oh my God, this group is incredible. Like, there's so much knowledge, and it's not financial advice, it's just education. And then people can choose to do whatever they want with the education that is presented to them. And yeah, it's phenomenal. And I was fortunate and lucky, and it was just a phenomenal time where I actually saw Robert and Kim Kiyosaki in your beautiful country in Singapore, with Veronica and Richard Tan at Success Resources. And that was phenomenal. Like, my wife was like, "We love you, Robert," and he shouted back, "We love you too." So I didn't get jealous about that. That was fine. So yeah, no, it was an incredible event as well, in Singapore. And that's where we met up as well, Victor. So it was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I remember that. Wow, I mean, that's such a powerful story of how you and Brona actually started this whole thing, and uniting all the different people or from different background and races to be together in a common group where they can be, basically be vulnerable with each other, basically.
Absolutely.
And I think, basically that's transparency at its finest, so that people can just let their guard down, and just basically share about real world situation, real world problems that they are facing in their life. All right, perfect. I mean, I just got one more question for you before I hand it over to Yaya to let him pound you with more questions.
Lovely.
So, okay, just share one lesson or one greatest takeaway that you got from Robert and Kim's teaching from Rich Dad Poor Dad, or cash flow in general.
What a great question. I mean, I've probably said this before on other podcasts and stuff like that. You got me there, Victor. But no, like, I think it's the more money you make, the more people you can help. So it's about going out there and helping people. It's not about making more money and all. And just to be in the fancy car. You can do that. You can travel in yachts and travel business class and stuff like that. You can do that, but giving back is the most important thing in the world. Like, the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, that's how I live my life, and I think, yeah, like that's a great one. That's probably one of the biggest takeaways that I got. Like, of course, you can go down the route of like, okay, the rich don't work for money, and buy assets, don't buy liabilities and stuff like that, that sort of thing. But I think in deep down, and I tend to kind of get real deep in conversations and not kind of the surface level, like how's the weather and stuff like that. I tend to go real deep with people because I really want to connect with people on both a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level. I really want to connect with people because I love being around people. Like, I'm a people person, like, and I just think, like, if I can help, in any way, shape or form, and I've got a big network, so I'm sure if I can help, I can put them in touch with somebody else that can help them as well. But like, yeah, I think that was probably my biggest takeaway, was like, just make more money to help more people as well. And and one other thing as well, which I'll kind of announce here as well, is like, my wife is pregnant, so like,
congratulations.
thank you. And I think it's creating that lasting legacy. A lot of people, and I might be a little bit controversial saying this, but a lot of people, they'll plan for a Friday and Saturday night. I'm planning for my children's children. That's kind of what I'm doing, and it's going to be fantastic when my children grow up and they have children, and then they can see, like, wow, look at dad, look at granddad there on this podcast, like, with the guys, the Kingdom Brothers of Singapore. Like, wow, that's phenomenal. Like, so yeah, I mean, the legacy, because I could talk and talk and talk, but we'll get on to yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's absolutely, just brilliant. All right. So before I hand it over to Yaya, well, this I wouldn't say it's more of a question, but
Mm,
I would just like to seek your opinion on this. So you mentioned about, you make more money to help more
mm,
people.
yeah.
What if there is someone out there listening on this podcast? In
Mm,
their mind, they are thinking, how, I love everything you just mentioned. I'm inspired by that.
yeah.
But, but I don't have the financial means to help even myself. How do I even help other people? What would be your advice for them?
Your time, a listening ear. There's a lot of people that okay, they don't have the financial means, but they can be a volunteer and like go out. Like I've done like homeless soup runs and stuff like that. I've been in Malaysia with orphanages. I've been in orphanages in Bali, Indonesia, and you know I've been in a soap factory in Hong Kong where basically we recycled soap and we ship it off then to third world countries and countries that are affected by natural disasters because hygiene, they need to wash themselves and stuff because obviously diseases and stuff. But I think your time and is your most valuable asset. So you can use that to help other people as well, to basically give back in that sense. And if you don't have the financial means, then you can get obviously educated as well. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a great starting block. To just open up your mind, have an open mind, because closed minds don't get fed. So if you have a closed mind, then that's it. You're going to shut off opportunities. You're going to shut off experiences and stuff like that. So have an open mind, and if you don't have the financial means right now, that's just where you are right now. That does not mean your future. That maybe have meant your past, but that does not mean your future. So where you're at right now, it's a collection of decisions that you've made in your past. If you don't like where you are right now, if you're not in that position, then you got to change your mind. You got to change the things around you. And then, as Wayne Dyer says, you got to change the things around you, and the things around you change, and they change quick. The law of attraction is incredible. So, yeah, I
I
mean, be
agree.
open to, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, great question.
definitely 100%. All right, so enough of me. I'm just going to pass it over to Yaya. Bro,
Thanks,
shoot
thanks,
away, bro.
thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just change the gallery view. So we thank you so much, Cal, for doing this with us. Thank you so much,
No
and
problem.
Victor for introducing Carl to me. I was fascinated about his biography and short biography, and it was amazing. And well said about your the for those people who are not in the financial means to
Mm,
succeed, right? Really well said from you, Carl. Do volunteering,
thank you.
go and read, and most importantly is to educate yourself so that you can become a better
Mm,
version of yourself. So that
mm,
in the future you will definitely get all the good things coming your way. Yeah.
exactly.
So right now we are running out of time. So I just have
Okay.
one question only. Just one question.
Yeah.
So just now you were saying about we are at the most weirdest time ever
Mm,
in the history of planet Earth, right? And
yeah.
this is my
Yeah.
first time. I believe all of you is your first time also experiencing 2 years of pandemic, and now it's
Mm,
during the endemic time, right? So
mm.
what will you say in your own thoughts, in your own mind, to these people who are facing a lot of struggling, a lot of problems in terms of their career, in terms of their life, in terms of their
Mm,
mental state of mind.
yeah.
So, what do you think? What will it take for them to rise up? That's my only question.
The number one thing is gratitude. And for me, I wake up every single morning, and gratitude is my non-negotiable. I stick on a meditation, I stick on a God prayer, something like that, and I'm like gratitude. I start my day grateful. I start my day knowing that I woke up with a roof over my head. I'm blessed that I have a roof over my head. I've got a comfy bed as well. So what you have, be grateful for, because what you have can be a lot more than the majority of the world, And if you start your day with gratitude, then it's only going to, it's like a snowball going down a hill. Like it will only gather momentum, and it's just, and I know it might sound like, let's say, a little bit soft and, oh, okay, I'm thankful. And, but it's you're training your mind. You're training your mind. This is what, I studied in NLP. You're training your mind to see the good in things. Yes, there's bad out there. Yes, there's pandemics. There's wars happening. There's starving. There's homelessness. There's disease. There's all this sort of stuff. And, my heart goes out to all those people that are affected by all of this. But, gratitude is really the to be alive. I mean, yeah, you've an incredible story there about your heart attack. And, I was just like, whoa, that's like, to be that's a rebirth. Like you have a second chance, and so many people, every day you have a second chance to go after your dreams, whether that's whatever it is. It doesn't have to be, entrepreneur or business or anything like that. It could be your passion. It could be photography. It could be content creation. It could be anything. Like, go after your dreams, because you're not, life, can be taken away from you like that. Your future can just change in an instant. And gratitude just hones it back room. It keeps me humble, and that's what I'd say. Like, and reach out to people. Like, I'm always here. I'll help in any way I can. And as I said, like, if I can't help in where you're at, I can definitely refer you on to someone that can help. Because the big network and incredible people. And yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'd say. Yeah, great question. Thank you so much.
Great answer. I totally agree with you, Victor. Definitely agree with you that gratitude is what we should be doing actually on a daily basis, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So you have heard of my story, right? That I'm a heart attack survivor, and I've been healing for the past 2 years, changing my diet and everything. So let's say, Choi touch wood. Let's say, maybe if you look back at your successful life, right? What could you have done better if you are given a second chance in life, or maybe you are given an enlightenment that give you an opportunity to do something better? What could you have done better?
I wouldn't go back to a certain time and say, oh, I'd like to start again. I mean, every day you can start again. So it's get educated, be open to, education. Like, if you think you know everything, right now, if you're sitting there listening to this or watching this and you're like, well, I know everything about that. Like, that's the height of ignorance, to dismiss something without knowing the full idea, the full concept. That's ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, and okay, yeah, you can live in your world blissfully, and but it's what you don't know. That's the exciting part. Like, I didn't know about entrepreneurship or business or investing, about 5-6 years ago. I knew the rich people did it. I didn't do it. Now I do. But like, so it's just like, it's just being open. Like, don't dismiss it, and have an open heart, have an open mind, and listen. Listen is the biggest thing. And that's my listening skills, like, a few years ago was really bad. Like, so I had to train myself. And progress, Tony Robbins says this: progress equals happiness. Like, if you're not progressing in something, then effectively you're going down, you're destroying yourself, and it's small, it's you don't even see it, but then you wake up 10-15 years from now and you're like, how did I get here? Like, so you have that opportunity every single day to get better. And it's not a competition with anybody else. It's just you against yourself, you against your former past, you against you yesterday, and just go forward. So yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you so much, Carl. Thank you so much for doing this with us again.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes, no problem. All thanks to Victor's recommendation. Victor referred. I was wondering, who's Carl? Who's this guy? Then after that, when I read your bio, I was like, ooh, okay, all right.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the upcoming newborn also.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
is this the first
Appreciate
one?
that. It is indeed,
Oh,
and it's the
wow,
first
wow.
for my mother and father. It's the first grandchild as well.
All
So
right.
it's a big one.
First of many, mates.
I would say first of many. Yes,
So
yes,
International Women's Day, right, is on upcoming
yes,
March 8th. So do you have any
yes.
intention to get involved or celebrate International Women's Day?
You know what? And the women listeners are gonna love this. Every single day should be National or International Women's Day. We all came from a mother, got a name from a mother, and a game from a mother, as Tupac Shakur says, one of my favorite rappers. Like, women are, it's so hard to put into words. Like, I see my wife now, she's getting a little bit bigger, the baby's growing, and I'm like, the journey that she's going through, that us men, we don't have to go through that. Like, we're just like, grand, it's fine. We just sit back. The pains, the sickness. Thankfully, so far it's been an amazing pregnancy. But it's just. And the other day, I was looking at this window and I saw another woman, and she had a baby strapped on her front. She had, two dogs pulling at her with the lead, and I was like, wow, like that's phenomenal. Like women they shouldn't just be given one day. It should be every single day. And but yes, I will be celebrating it. Yeah, my social media will blow up with, thanking all the women. I remember a couple of years ago, I tagged a bunch of women. They were like, oh my God, thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't just be one day, it should be literally every single day, so. But yes, it's
Brilliant.
an incredible day, and they should enjoy it. And yeah, it's a good day.
Awesome.
Love it. I mean, definitely we're gonna tag all the women that we can, man, on this interview. 100%, bro. 100%. I'm gonna make sure my mom watches this too. I'm gonna make sure.
Lovely.
That she
Say hello
watches this.
to her from
Definitely. Me. Yeah. How much time do we have?
I think we only have 5 minutes, less than that actually. So I think we might to wrap up.
Cool, no problem. So the wrap up is very simple. I mean, we will always ask this for every guest speaker, is that Carl, if there's one lesson or one takeaway during this whole pandemic season, what would be your biggest takeaway? Your biggest one?
I think the time that you have is not guaranteed. I've had a grandfather pass away in 2021. I've had a grandmother pass away in 2022. Very elderly, and the time is not your time with the older generation is not guaranteed. So use your time wisely. Go on that trip abroad. Go do what you want to do, because you're literally, your time is not guaranteed. Like, I'm sure you'll relate to this. Like, when you had that heart attack and you came back, you're like, right, I'm doing what I want to do. Like, I'm the same. I'm like, no, I don't care what people think, because they're not paying my bills. So they can ridicule me, they can slag me, they can mock me, whatever, but I need to do what I need to do. I need to do what I've been put on this earth to do. And and that's only a finite piece of time. That's literally, like, I was on the Cash Flow Club Facebook last night, and I was saying, you are going to be potentially on this earth for about 85 to 90 years, if you're lucky. What you do in those 85, 90, 100 years, it's your decisions. You got to do what you got to do, help as many people as you can. But in the cosmos of time, it's nothing but a fart in the wind. So literally, you gotta use your time wisely, and do those crazy things. Jump out of planes. I'm jumping out of planes twice. Do crazy things. Enjoy your life. Don't get bogged down with the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. You're not going to be worrying about it when you're on your deathbed. Oh, what about this? What about that? Don't worry about that sort of stuff. So use your time wisely. That's what I would say.
Brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I couldn't.
Thank you.
I couldn't really emphasize the amount of value that you have given, not just to the viewers who are going to be watching this very, very soon. All right. But most importantly, to both myself and Yaya, I believe we definitely have benefited a lot from it.
Thank you.
Even though at 11 p.m. here in Singapore, I mean, like this is like the perfect way to go to sleep, like the perfect state of mind to go into sleep. I mean, that
Nice.
I
Thank
couldn't
you.
even ask for more of that. All right.
Nice.
So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. And once again, thank you, my man, Carl, for this wonderful session. We truly appreciate it. And definitely we'll put up the link, to your Facebook group, for
Yeah.
the cash flow. So if any one of our viewers wants to pop in and say hi and drop your gratitude, and your love for my man here, please go ahead and do it, because he deserves every bit of it. All right. So with that,
Appreciate that.
thank you so much,
Thank you.
guys. We appreciate every
Thank you so
single
much,
one of
Carl.
you.
Thank you.
We're gonna
Thanks,
have
Yaya. Thank you.
more and more speakers coming up in the next few months. So stay tuned. Till then, God bless you guys and have a beautiful morning, afternoon, or night. See you guys. Take care.
Oh, that's nice. Let's go.